a legacy of neutrality. The calm before the storm. Sweden, a land of dense forest and sparkling lakes, carried a legacy of peace. Over a century of neutrality forged a national identity. Then, the storm clouds of World War II gathered, casting a shadow over Europe. Sweden, strategically placed in Scandinavia, faced a critical choice. The year 1939, the world watched as Germany, consumed by darkness, marched across Europe. Sweden, determined to remain apart, declared neutrality. But the icy grip of war had a long reach. The world was changing, and Sweden's neutrality would be tested like never before. The Winter War, a nation tested. Winter 1939, the Soviet Union, a giant of the East, turned its gaze on tiny Finland. The Winter War began, a David and Goliath struggle that resonated with the Swedish people. Bound by cultural ties and a shared history, Sweden walked a tightrope. Officially neutral, Sweden couldn't remain indifferent. Volunteers driven by a sense of solidarity crossed the border to fight alongside the Finns. Weapons and supplies flowed into Finland, providing crucial support against Soviet aggression. Sweden's actions, a delicate dance between neutrality and support, revealed the complexities of its position. The shadow of the swastika, concessions and compromises. 1940, the Nazi war machine, relentless and brutal, had conquered much of Europe. Sweden, surrounded, faced its greatest challenge. To survive, compromises had to be made. The weight of a nation's survival rested on these decisions. Transit permits were granted, allowing German troops passage through Swedish territory. Iron ore, vital to Germany's war effort, flowed eastward. These concessions, made under duress, cast a long shadow over Sweden's wartime neutrality. Critics argued complicity, while others saw a pragmatic necessity for survival. Sweden's wartime journey was a tightrope walk, a constant balancing act between competing pressures and moral dilemmas. On one side, the overwhelming might of Nazi Germany, demanding concessions and threatening retribution, casting a long shadow over Europe. On the other, the principles of neutrality, the desire to remain apart from the bloodshed, and the quiet hope of aiding the Allied cause without drawing too much attention. Each decision was fraught with moral complexity, a choice between bad and worse, with no clear path forward. Allowing German troops passage through Sweden, a bitter pill to swallow, was rationalized as a necessity to avoid invasion and greater suffering. Meanwhile, Sweden quietly offered refuge to those fleeing persecution, a glimmer of humanity in a world consumed by darkness and despair. Secret alliances, whispers of resistance. Behind the facade of neutrality, a hidden war was waged. In the shadows, alliances were formed and secrets were exchanged. Sweden, a nation of whispers, became a hub for espionage and resistance. Its cities, bustling with covert activities, played a crucial role. Swedish intelligence, working in the shadows, gathered information for the Allies. Their efforts were instrumental in the larger war strategy. Cracked codes and intercepted messages provided valuable insights into German operations. These breakthroughs often turned the tide of battles. Danish Jews, facing extermination, found safe haven in Sweden, spirited away in daring rescue operations. These missions were acts of bravery. These acts of defiance, undertaken at great risk, revealed the courage and compassion that lay beneath the surface of neutrality. heroes emerged. Though officially non-belligerent, Sweden found ways to resist the Nazi regime. The Quiet Defiance contributed significantly to the Allied war effort, becoming a beacon of hope. A safe haven, Sweden's humanitarian efforts. As war ravaged Europe, Sweden became a beacon of hope for many. Refugees, fleeing the horrors of conflict, found safety and shelter within its borders. Finnish children, separated from their families by the Winter War, were cared for by Swedish families. Hospitals, overflowing with the wounded, received aid and medical supplies. Sweden's humanitarian efforts, driven by a sense of compassion and a commitment to human dignity, provide a lifeline to those caught in the crossfire. These actions stand as a testament to the enduring spirit of humanity, even in the darkest of times. A contested legacy. Reflections on neutrality. The guns fell silent in 1945, leaving a continent scarred by war. The devastation was immense, with cities reduced to rubble and countless lives lost. Sweden, physically unscathed, emerged with a complex legacy. Its city stood intact, a stark contrast to the war-torn landscapes of its neighbors. Its neutrality, once a source of national pride, became a subject of scrutiny and debate. The celebrations masked underlying tensions and questions about the nation's wartime choices. Critics argued that Sweden could have done more to oppose Nazi Germany, that its stance was too passive in the face of evil. They contended that its economic concessions prolonged the war, benefiting from trade, while others suffered. Others maintained that neutrality was the only viable option, a strategic choice to ensure the nation's survival amidst global chaos. This stance, they argued, allowed Sweden to play a vital role in humanitarian aid, providing refuge and relief to those in need. The debate over Sweden's wartime actions continues, with historians and scholars examining the nuances of its decisions. This ongoing discourse serves as a reminder of the enduring moral dilemmas posed by conflict and the complexities of neutrality. Sweden's story serves as a poignant case study, illustrating the challenges and consequences of remaining neutral during a global crisis. It prompts reflection on the true meaning of neutrality in a world consumed by darkness and the moral responsibilities of nations in times of war. Don't forget to like this video, share your thoughts in the comments below, and spread the word to your friends and loved ones. Subscribe to our YouTube channel and follow us on TikTok and Instagram using the links below. Stay tuned for more captivating content.